Good morning, guys. You are joining me on my road trip around Bosnia and Herzegovina. The biggest tragedy to befall Bosnia over the last few decades was, of course, the Bosnian War of the 1990s. And beyond all of the people who were killed, the ethnic cleansing, the forced displacement of people, and now the economic consequences of that, the largest effects of that war in the 1990s was the fact that Bosnia's diversity was essentially erased. Now, if you look at the overall numbers of the country, you'll see that Catholic Croats, Bosniak Muslims, and Orthodox Serbs each make up a large part of the country's population. However, these top-line numbers hide the fact that there are hardly any communities throughout the country where all three ethnic groups are living together. Before the war, cities like Sarajevo, Mostar, Banja Luka, Tuzla were bastions of coexistence among ethnic groups, and it had been that way for centuries. The peak of this was during socialist Yugoslavia, where, while it wasn't a perfect country, the ideas of brotherhood and unity stood above all else. One of the major results of the Bosnian War is that now today, each individual city and town became much more homogeneous, and it is almost impossible to find a town where all three ethnic groups are still coexisting today. However, the largest such town in Bosnia and Herzegovina, where that is still the case, that all three ethnic groups, Croats, Serbs, and Bosniaks, make up some substantial part of the population, is here in Glamoč. This is the largest place where you can find all three communities living together. As of the 2013 census, there were about 2,000 people living here in Glamoč, and all three groups, Serbs, Croats, and Bosniaks, made up roughly 30%. Now, a disclaimer is that before the war, this place was less diverse than it is now. Before the war, there was a Serb majority population here, but since Glamoč did not end up in the Serb entity, the Republika Srpska, many Serbs were driven out or left. And so therefore, Croats and Bosniaks came and took their place. And so today, I want to explore this town a bit, talk to people from all three major ethnic groups, and see how it is that they get along today in 2024, 30 years after the end of the Bosnian War, and just explore this town. I mean, it's really interesting. First of all, to start, you have the symbol of Kanton 10, which is where we are right now, is this flag that is obviously Croatian influenced. There's a giant cross right in the main square of the town, talking about the Croatian army and the Republic of Herceg Bosna, which was a Croatian entity during the war. Right over here, you have cafes selling Serbian beers and Cyrillic written on the buildings. And then, just over there, maybe you can't make it out, is the Mosque of the town, which we'll go explore in a little bit. So, on the surface, it does seem like all three ethnic groups of Bosnia and Herzegovina coexist here. But let's go and see how much they actually coexist. Do they hang out together? And can Glamoč be a sign of hope for a better future here in Bosnia? Let's go and find out. But first, I definitely need some coffee. Let's see. Let's go to Aquarius Cafe Bar. Yo, Slobo, tell, man.
Ben?
From high school?
Ben the rules?
Yeah.
Dude.
How you doing?
Great, dude. Hey, I accidentally ordered 2 coffees. Why don't you have the other one?
Really? Like, you don't mind?
I don't mind at all.
You ordered 2?
Yeah, have a seat.
That's kind of weird. Oh, nice.
Cheers.
Cheers. This is the European style of drinking coffee, where you sit next to each other and then you watch the road. Like in Paris, these chairs wouldn't be there, you know? Like you would have 2 or 3 chairs on this side of the table.
Yeah.
Because they like talking shit about the people walking by.
We politely call that people watching. So what brings you to Glamoč?
It's the most diverse city in Bosnia.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you want to explore that a little bit?
Yeah, I want to explore that a little bit. I want to see if these people are like genuinely coexisting, and if like people from all three ethnic groups have friends with each other, and maybe it can be a sign of hope for things to come for a better future here in Bosnia and Herzegovina.
Here's to a better future.
Here's to a better future. Nestled in the mountains of Kanton Deset.
It's nice to be here on a Saturday. Everyone's out and about.
Yeah, it is a Saturday morning, so this is the social life of Glamoč. All right, so here's some interesting stuff. This sign or building, whatever, was donated by the government of the Herceg-Bosna Županja, which means county. But that is specifically the Croatian word for county, whereas in Bosnian and Serbian, they call it Kanton. So, as we explained in the video yesterday, this region, this part of Bosnia, this canton, this county, is called Canton 10. It's unofficially called the Županja, or the county of Herceg-Bosna. But it's officially known as Canton 10. So that sign had the Croatian nomenclature. Hey, there's Bellman. He's on a mission to do something with his phone. I don't understand. And then over here, so Croatian nomenclature on this building. And then here you can see it's a ljekarna, which is the Croatian word for pharmacy. In Bosnian and Serbian, you would call it apoteka, which is one of the few differences between the two languages. Yeah, I mean, here you can see a lot of socialist built buildings, but you also have some classic Balkan architecture. This must have been something important back in the day, but it looks like only a small part of the building is in use right now. It's in pretty bad shape. Probably was damaged during the war. And this city before the war was majority Serb, as I said. The Serb army had control of it for most of the war, but then the Croatian army drove them out in 1995. But after the war, a lot of people who had left from all three communities came back here to live in Glamoč. And yeah, so I think the next thing that we're going to do... Hey, Bellman, good luck with your phone. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go and check out the religious buildings. There's, of course, a Catholic church, a mosque, and an Orthodox church here. So we'll go check them out and see if we can talk to some people. This dude Bellman is just trying to get more minutes on his phone. Sve u redu? Sve u redu.
I heard them talking about a change shortage.
A change shortage in the town?
Change shortage in the town, yeah.
Wow. You wonder how something like that happens. Microeconomics, I guess. All right, let's go to the Jamia.
Hi,
And here's, I guess, all of the members of the Muslim community who were killed during the war in the 90s. A lot of names. And then down here, 463 during the Second World War as well. And here's some old Ottoman gravestones. Wow. So from the Ottoman era, you can see this is the classic style, at least in the Balkans, of Ottoman graves.
Do you see this?
What?
1901?
Wow.
This one was 93.
Alicia Tifa was 93 years old. Wow. A lot of destroyed buildings in Glamoč. The fighting here in 1995 was really intense, apparently. Как сте?
Bravo.
I guess it's a little bit too big of a town to just strike up random conversations in the street. All right, we've made it to the mosque. This carpet is a gift from Iran.
Shows it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Alright, I want to talk to a local.
Yeah. Nobody's here. We gotta find someone outside, essentially.
Yeah, I think the best way is to walk up one of these side streets.
Salam. Hola.
It's interesting because it has like the center, that one like little square, but as soon as you leave the square, it's like village feel. That's awesome.
That's the classic. You want to cool down a watermelon? You leave it in the fountain for a few hours.
Look at that. The landscape of Kanton 10. Up there is the Ottoman Fort, built, I think they said in like the 17th century or something. So we can go and check that out. The remains of it, at least. Not a lot of activity here. Like, haven't seen any cars. Kako ste? Izvinite, kako da stignemo na tvrđavu? Gore. Kako ste? Dobro?
Dobro, vi ne znam, ja ni ko ste ni šta ste.
Dobro smo. Mi smo turisti iz Amerike. Hoćemo da stignemo gore na ono...
Tvrđava.
Kula gore.
Ja,
Kula.
Kula.
Morate, ideš ti putom.
Ja?
I odmah gori, odmah.
Odmah.
Odmah ovako, desno.
Na desno.
Eto.
Ok, hvala.
Ajde, moje.
Ok, hvala. Moramo se vratiti po sok kad se vraćamo.
Morate,
Da malo sjedimo. Ako hoćeš malo da razgovaramo kad se vratimo.
moraš
More.
ovako, ovdje na suncu mora, ući na suncu.
Ja, napolju, na suncu.
More.
Odlično, ok.
20 minuta. Super, ok. Hvala. Dude invited himself for sok.
I'll run more forward, I've been for sure.
Pasha Belmin. Evo ti je Catholic Church. So right now the Orthodox Church is the one making the noise, and the Catholic Church is right here, which we'll check out after. The old remains of an Ottoman fort. This is where the local Ottoman ruler would have lived, or at least come in times of war. This would have been relatively heavily fortified 300-400 years ago, maybe more. You can see the remains there and here, and this is where somebody with a crossbow or a cannon would have been overlooking the landscape and defending Glamoč from invaders, from those pesky Austrians. You can see your car.
Oh, sure.
Wow. Out here in Kanton 10. How is it up there?
Nice, breeze, real nice.
Yeah. Denmark.
Idete na bilo gore.
Hvala za pomoć.
Ja.
Kako ste? Dobro. Jeste li odavde?
Ja,
Od Glamoč. Aha. Čitav život u Glamoč?
Glamoč, ja.
Aha, super.
Ja sam u Danskoj. Eto, iz Danske mi je došao unuk.
Aha, razumijem.
Ja sam se vratio, bio u Danskoj. Ovo je sve zgorilo bilo, sve.
Skorilo?
Sve popalilo.
Aha. Za vrijeme rata.
A ja, sve zgorilo, to je napravljeno posle.
Ja.
To je.
Znači kuća ti je nova?
Pa pravila se nova.
Ja.
Wow.
Zgorilo bilo, sve
Ja.
zgorilo.
Ja.
To je 3 zgrada u mene, tamo bila ta, sve 3, sve zgorilo.
Aha.
Sve popalilo.
I ko su to zapali?
Ko? Srbi, brat.
Pa ja.
Ja sam bio 5 godina u Dansku.
Aha.
Izašao tamo i bio, vratio se, ovo izgorilo i pravio.
Za vrijeme rata jesi bio u Danskoj, jel?
Ja,
Aha.
za vrijeme rata ja sam odšao i odem tamo i eto bio 5 godina, ja sam vratio.
Aha.
Ja i žena sam vratili i žena mi umrala, ja eto,
Žao mi je.
Nije nažalost. Kad je umrila?
umrala ima 5 godina.
Ma kako ti, kako zdravlje? To,
Svakako.
svakako.
Ja malo teško čujem i slabije vidim i eto,
Ja.
a čačiš godine.
Ma ja. I šta ste vi se bavili? Kojim poslom?
Bavio se ja poljoprivredom i tako sam živio i radio sam kao trgovac, nešto uradio, tako. To Glamoč, to je bio dobro mjesto,
Ja.
ali nema sada, vidiš, i pusto. Kod koga se vi došlo ovdje?
Došli samo da vidimo Glamoč, da vidimo grad malo i...
U Glamoč mi je zanimala da ovdje ima Srbi, Hrvati i Bošnjaci.
Ima.
I pa jel vi družite svi zajedno ili...
Ma i držimo sve se zajedno i opet. Sve što je bilo danas u kafanama, sve. Eto, zajedno i opet.
Jel još imate društvo, prijatelji i idete u kafić sa prijateljom?
Ima dole kafić. Ima kafića po gradu, ideš u kafić. Ali moje slabo ima mogo društva, stari čovjek.
Ja.
Sve je, eto, ovako omladina.
Ja.
Eto, tako ti. Šta ćeš?
U koji godinu si rođen? Koji godišnje? Kad si rođen?
1927.
27.
Ja,
Znači imaš 97 godina.
pa ima.
Wow.
I više.
O, ne vidi se na tebi.
A?
Da si
97?
mlađi. Izgledaš mlađi.
Pa vi ste bili ovdje isto za drugog svetog rata.
Drugi svjetski rat.
Rat.
Bio.
Ma ja što jesam.
I kako je bilo ovdje u drugog svjetskog rata?
Bili Italijani,
Aha.
Italijani čuvali straže od četnika, partizana, ti. Bogu mi bombardali ovi, ti avioni, ovi išli kružili,
Wow.
bacali bombe, bacali pušti.
Wow.
Jebi je.
Ja.
Svašta preživio čovjek. Ja sam preživio, što nije. Usta se napela, kuća bila gori. I pobjegli mi dolu jednu kuću, a Srbin bio u ovoj kući, u ovoj Srbi. I momak bio mladić, kao ovaj moj, rečemo, unuk. Pobjegli mi dole, a ovaj sin doleti dole k nama, moja ga mater, ko se među dicu, sakrije ga među dicu, kaže da si naš i tako ga spasili.
Wow.
Ubilo bi ga, usrž. Ubilo bi ga. Ovdje se dolazili u mene bili. Evo ovdje, u tome hodniku. Bili me. Ali nismo ubili. I kad je krenuo doli, kaže, jel da ja to nisam bio? A on bi bio. Otišao tamo kod moji neki rodjaka i pio i nje isto. Daj mu, imaš koji dinar, nešto bijete, robite.
Ko ti je bio?
Ovako civilne primjene ako tivi momci koji su bili u Glamoču. Kao Srbi, da ti pravo kažem, Srbi. Oni bili. Nije drugi bilo. Bilo je ovdje Srba, Hrvata, sve je bilo to kod sunca, ali kad je došlo vreme jebiga, zajebano. Mi nismo nikoga napadali, nismo ništa, ali džaba je. Tako ti je bilo. A ti meni drug, Srbin, i dođeš po noću, pomogneš ma, a on se boji njega drugog od Srbina, da neće, što je došlo meni. Ti je znaš kako je bilo. Srbin me donosio, pomogao me, donio mi rane na večer, ne sviš izašao u rat, ne sviš iđe. On podkrat mene donese, kao on, preminio ti Srbin, on Srbin. I on se boji njega, što je meni donio. Što mi je donio, boji se spucit će ga. Ja takih bil. Ovdje je bilo prije, dok nisu zavedli, je bio Hrvat, musliman, Bošnjak ko jest, to je živjelo sve ko jedno. Ko sunca bilo. Ko sunca.
Ali sad nije tako.
Ba sad ne znam, miriši drugčije. Drugčije. I starena znali su ovdje. Ja sam usao ga vozao po gradu, unio robu. I poznavali me, živjeli zajedno ko svetici. Ali eto, da Belaj dojde i donese neko gadavi neki, gadavi zavade.
Prije rat, šta je bilo najveća industrija, jer ima...
Bilo, da ti kažem, bilo... Moraš kazati, eto, kažem ti, bilo je neki mali preduzeća, ovako, onako, pilana najviše bilo. Pilana. Isto da pila se, to je bilo. Kažem ti, s Livna odu u Split, i Splita onda kad je to bilo za dansku vodu, a eto nije mene, jesmo bilo, nije mu ubilo. Ja svome sinu kažem, rekao, ja bi ga sad da ga najdem i bi. Ajmo popiti. U Saze dok sam bio. Ajmo popiti šta. Kaže mene sin, ja bi te sad ubio kao oca. I ne bi te vidio nikada. Kad se zadobio. Jel tako?
Pa tako,
Pa ja.
Imao dobro sve, ono.
A tako, ako nije tako, onda reći nije tako. A ima svakvi ljudi, vidiš. A ja ne bi. Ja bi ga zagrli ga. Ajde, zašto si mene bio? Aj, reci mi, zašto si me bio? A evo, vidite smo zajedno. Aj sad pupi.
Znači, oprostio si ga?
Ja bi ga počastio. Eto. A drugi ne bi, moj sin kaže, ja bi te ubio ko oca, kad bi ti to radio od tebe čak.
Wow.
Another Bosnian town and another legend.
Prava legenda.
I think the biggest takeaway that I got, the war and just the relationship between the three ethnicities in Bosnia, it's a very complicated. It's not as simple as, they don't get along, or they do get along, or depending on the year they get along, they don't get along. There's a lot of levels to it. I think his story about how there was a Serb who used to help him a lot, or help him at night, bring him food and things like that. But he would do it under cover of night because he didn't want his fellow Serbs to see and kind of punish him for it.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot going on within the individual ethnic groups that kind of cause these different tensions between the Bosniaks, the Croats, and the Serbs. And it's just, it's a select few that kind of undermine the overall relationships. And it's really sad, but I think it's important to acknowledge that it's not one size fits all.
No idea what that is. I guess it used to be like a fireplace or something of a house, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, he said he was 97, which is like, wow. I mean, even if he's off by a couple years, I definitely would believe he's in his 90s. Because he was like 97 or more. Yeah, so even that guy was too young to fight in the Second World War. I would love to find like a Second World War soldier somewhere, but... Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we have two religious buildings to go. The Catholic Church, just like the mosque, were destroyed in the initial fighting in the early 90s. And so this Catholic Church here is much newer than an old Catholic Church would be. And very modern, and it's very big. Yeah. The Croats were the group that saw the largest increase in population after the war. Wow. And I wonder if like this is the site of the old church or something. Oh wow. 1,000-year anniversary of the Croatian kingdom. Yeah. It's wild.
There's the tiles.
Yeah. The chessboard. And then this must have been the Catholic Church that was destroyed during the war. It's kind of churchy. Much smaller than this one. And there's this little pool here. You want to walk up those ancient looking steps?
Zdravo.
Bravo, kako ste?
Ja se zovem Doni.
Ivo.
Benjamin.
Ivo.
Pitanje, smije se snimati ovdje? Smije.
Molim.
Mi smo turisti.
Znam, vidim. Da ste ne vidi se
vidi, da.
Točno. Evo, možete, i tu je i časna sestra.
Aha.
Hvala puno. Wow. Very nice in here. Beautiful church.
Dobro, dečki. Iz koje ste vi države?
On je iz Bosne, živimo u Americi. Ja sam Amerikanac.
Super.
Ja sam diaspora.
Bravo. A dobro govorite baš hrvatski.
Hvala. Vi isto?
Da,
dobro govorite.
Ja pogotovo, molim.
U koja godina vi ste napravili crkva?
96.
Ok, pa odmah posle rata.
Posle rata odmah. A bila je stara crkva tamo, bila je zapaljena, srušena, minirana. Pa smo onda izgradili ovo sve, i župnu kuću i sve ovo novo.
Da, jeste.
Super.
I koliko katolički su u Glamoču?
Otprilike 800.
800, ok.
800 nas ima, živimo ovdje.
Da. Ima još dijaspora, tako da...
Dođu i oni. Onda je, znaš što, imaju povremeno ljudi koji žive na strani, ali ovdje rade. Pa preko vikenda odlaze kućama i sve, ali većinom 800 nas ima još uvijek.
Razumijem.
Sad sam u Bihaću i na 13 godina. I radila i u školi i pripremala u crkvi za sakramenat pričest. A sad sam u Bihaću, predajem 3 predmeta. Vjeronauk, etiku i povijest religija. A inače, jako lijepo surađujem, imam hođu koji je divan čovjek. Predivno je raditi s njim, odličan. Tako da, baš.
A dokle ste vi?
Od Kotorvaroša godom. Nema više nikoga. Sve srušeno. Rat u ratu.
Gdje je to? To je...
Srpska republika.
Ok, razumijem.
Od Banja Luke, koliko ima Jaša.
Trijeski. Mene isto rat doveo ovdje.
Banja Luka.
Ja sam iz Banja Luke.
Iz Banja Luke, iz grada?
Iz Banja Luke, ali ovdje sam već 20 kusur godina.
Nas je 99% ovdje koji živimo, sve smo prognanici.
Prognanici?
Prognanici.
Šta to znači?
Koji smo istirani iz svojih kuća, morali prisilno doseliti ovdje. Tako je i meni bilo.
Ja.
Ali srećom, eto, uposlio sam se, ja sam radio u Telekomu 15 godina. Ovdje, kod nas. Zaradio mirovinu. I to je to. Kupio neku malu kuću. Onako skromno, da se može živjeti. I to je to. Jer vrlo je malo bilo katolika ovdje u Glamoču, prije rata. Bilo je 138 samo.
Wow. Aha, znači više 100 poslije rata.
A poslije rata smo mi svi došli.
Ali sada ima katolički, muslimanski i pravoslavni ovdje.
Ima.
I kako?
Ima i vjeronauk, ja sam tu radila. Djeca su išla na 3. Znači, pravoslavni, katolički i islamski.
3 škole ili?
Jedna škola.
Jedna škola, ok.
Jedna škola.
A u Bihaću je, gdje ja radim, katolička škola. A ima gradske škola, ja sam u katoličkoj. A od 250 djece u katoličkoj školi, 57 katolika, a ovo sve islamske vjeroispovijesti.
A dobra škola pa pošalju?
Da, dobra škola i rado dolaze i jako dobra djeca.
Ja.
Ta su djeca prepoznatljiva, baš i odgoj i radi se s tom djecom i ulaže puno i kvaliteta rada i sve je na visini, tako da su baš ono...
I djeca se družu među sebe, nije sada jedan dio.
A, pa super.
Dobro, to je dobro.
A nema ni ovdje. Ovdje nema problema. Što se tiče znati nas. Nekad neko.
Aha.
To...
Svuđe tako, da.
Svugdje je to.
Da se navikaju onda...
A ima djeca, ja dođem u razred, prvi razred kad uđu u školu. Evo ja predajem vjeronauk djeci koja se idu u crkvu moliti, ima kođa, oni koji se idu u džamiju moliti. Ko će počaste na vjeronauk? Dižu ruku, svi nema tu djeca, ne gledaju ko je šta. I tako, baš kažem, djeca se druže, poštivaju, međusobno gaji se ta jedna tolerancija. I ovdje, a to vidim i u Bihaću, tako da je.
Drago mi što kažeš da služiš dobro za to hođu, da ste dobro zajedno.
Jako dobro.
To je važno.
Čovjek divan, nemam samo pozitivno, imam što reći.
I think this way will take us.
Yeah, I think that this way. Usually following the bigger road is better. Look at that. This country does water unlike any other country. Dude, also, that Fanta flavor is great.
Yeah, I've
never seen that before.
Cool.
Tropicool, yeah. I've never seen this, but this shit is bomb.
I also still have stuff on me from climbing.
Here we are, back in the main square.
Bravo.
Kako ste?
Kako smo momci? Dobro smo. A ti?
Stepping over the Yugoslav fence and throwing away our bottle in the Yugoslav trash can. And check it out, guys. It's a map of our favorite canton of Bosnia, Kanton 10. There's Livno, where we were yesterday. And then we came up here to a place that's not on the map of Bosansko Grahovo. And then we came back and now we're in Glamoč. Now, one issue with this map is that the compass is wrong. It should be tilted 90 degrees, but they tried their absolute best. And here we are at the third and final religious building of Glamoč. Oh, I hope we can get in there. Let's check out an Orthodox Church in Glamoč.
No, it's long. No, it's not, dude. I don't know why.
This dude is really bad at opening doors.
Yeah.
all of the Orthodox people from Glamoč, all of the Serbs who were killed during the war in the 90s. And again, this is not just soldiers. Seems to be people of all ages. Maybe not, actually. Maybe I'm wrong.
I see a 1939.
I'd be 53 years old, so it's not unheard of.
Yeah,
Poginuli, that means they fell, right? Borci, so it's the fighters. So these are all the soldiers who were killed during the war.
Yeah.
And these are the non-soldiers. Yeah, the civilne žrtve rata, the victims, civilian victims of the war, 86-year-old, 73 years old. Yep. There's a lot of fighting here. It's not that big of a place, and we've seen a lot of names today.
Yeah.
People who were killed from all parties.
Oh, that's a big job. Is it right?
Zdravo, kako ste?
Zdravo.
Mi smo samo turisti, vidjeli smo malo crkvu i pa da, samo
Hoćete da uđete u crkvu?
Ušli smo, ali mislimo, jel vi održavate ovo?
Aha.
Ti sama održavaš?
Da.
Aha.
A, wow, super.
I suprug sa mnom zajedno, sveštenik.
Aha. Sveštenik.
Da, da.
U koje godina je bila zgrabljenje?
1910. godine.
1910, okej.
Otkud ovde?
Pa, Glamoč, on je pogotovo interesantan zato što ima dosta svi, Hrvati, Srbi i Bošnjaci.
Da.
I svi zajedno živu, pa interesantno. Ošli smo do džamije, ošli smo do katoličkog, pa došli smo ovdje zajedno i baš lijepo.
Da, da.
Pa dobro, treba da se malo obnovi, ali dobro, da se renovira.
Ja.
Ali dobro.
Od koliko vrijeme vi ste u Glamoču?
22 godine.
Okej.
A niste odavde?
Ne,
Znači,
ja sam iz Srbije, iz Novog Sada.
A, okej, Novi Sad, ali lijepo. Nisam nikad bio, ali vidio sam slike i...
Lepo ga.
Lepo, da. Jeste. Super. Kako vam se sviđa Glamoč?
Pa lep je, samo nema naroda.
Ja.
Nema naroda, pusto je. Sada još ima turista, ali ovako kad prođe sezona, strašno
Ja.
prazno, baš prazno. Ali ovako inače priroda je lepa i
Ja, čist zrak,
Da,
čist zrak.
dobar narod.
jeste.
Aha, super naroda. Super
Jeste,
naroda
ali
ovdje.
malo ih,
Malo.
Ja.
Šteta.
šteta. Pa da. Još naša crkva nije unutra oslikana. Nema freske, još drugačije izgleda kada ima freske unutra.
Aha, ja.
Lepše.
Ja.
Ali dobro, mislim.
Što ste došla iz Novi Sad, koji je velik grad?
Zato što mi suprug sveštenik, on je postavljen ovde da služi.
A, okej.
Zbog toga.
Dobro.
On nije, mislim da jeste rođen ovde, ali nije poreklom iz Glamoča.
Aha, jel, kako to ide, će on biti sad za 10, 20, koliko on bude?
Zavisi.
A sve zavisi, kako rekne se?
Vladika, on je glavni,
Aha,
naš šef, da kažem.
Ja.
On određuje, može sutra da nam kaže da nas prebaci u neki drugi grad. Ne znamo nikad koliko ćemo biti.
Aha.
Rekao, ako ostajete, evo sveštenika, stiže se.
Koliko ima pravoslavci u Glamoču?
Pa možda negde 800.
800, okej.
Ukupno i manastir i ovo sve.
jel bilo više prije rata?
Jeste. Jeste mnogo više, a nema, sad su sela pusta i sve.
Ja.
Zdravo. Dobar dan. Kako ste, Benjamin?
Došli smo da vidimo crkvu malo, pa ispitali
Iz
se.
Amerike.
Ja,
Tako je, da.
Ja. Znači, vi ste glavni. Aha. Ako je dobro vrijeme da pitam, šta je vaš posao, šta vi trebate da radite po danu,
Evo sad sam sa sahrane.
sahrana, okej, ja.
A sve ostale potrebštine duhovne što treba narod.
Aha, što treba narod znači. Aha,
Službi narodu. Kod mene nema radno vrijeme od 7 do 7.
Ja.
24 sata.
ja.
Nekad
može
ujutro,
pomoći,
nekad
nekad
popodne, nekad uveče, zavisi.
Ja. Težak
Molite u
posao,
crkvi.
dobar,
Odgovoran posao.
odgovoran, ja.
I teško.
Treba vratiti
S narodom je
nekog
teško
spasti, da
raditi.
se spasi pred Bogom. Lako je biti. Niko neće pamti sutra kako se auto vozio koliko s kuće. Kakav čovjek bio.
Yeah.
Duhovna stvar i ljubav. A danas toga, nažalost, nema. Ako nema ljubavi, onda mora biti ona druga stvar. Ako nisi s Bogom, onda si protiv. Đavo nudi kratkim vremenskim uslovima i periodu određeno dobrobit i ugodstvo ovoga svijeta. Ali začas proći. Šta ćemo gore?
I like that guy.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
Very well spoken, you can tell.
Yeah, he was. I don't know, he projected a big energy despite talking very silently.
Yeah, for sure.
Taj grad odakle su Serbiju, prije bilo je starije, ali novi sad. Alright.
Oh.
And that just about wraps up our adventure here in Glamoč, Bosnia's bastion of diversity, coexistence, and friendship. Alright, do you have anything more to say about Glamoč?
I really like the size of the town. It was just small enough to where you could kind of get to see everything, and it felt homey, but it wasn't so large that you were going to kind of get lost in the crowd or that people were just going to walk by you. So I think if you're going to come to Kanton Deset, I'd recommend coming here over Livno, honestly.
Yeah.
This felt, personally, I kind of like this kind of ambiance and this kind of style. And if you could catch that Orthodox priest on a better day, he would be great. For conversating. Kanton Deset.
Deset po deset.
Deset po deset.
Well, guys, this ends our adventure in Glamoč. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next one. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.